everyone, so for today's video I'm going to be talking to you all about year 12, first year of sixth form, college, what it is like, as I keep being requested to do this video and I thought, you know what, I've done my first year of sixth form now. I'm going into year 13 in September and I just feel like this is the right time for me to do this video because I've done like a whole year, if that makes sense, rather than me doing this back in January or something. So yeah, I did ask you guys if you had any specific burning questions that you wanted the answers to, but other than that I'm going to talk to you about my experience, what I found is very different from school, and things like that. Obviously this will vary depending on where you go. I am at a sixth form college which is literally just year 12 and 13, but a lot of my friends stayed on at my school where it's like attached, so there's still the year 7s, 8s, 9s and 10s there with the year 12 and 13. So obviously your experience will vary depending on where you go, but for me I'm so happy with the decision I made to get out of there and go somewhere else, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, what the difference is for a start and then why I kind of made that decision as well. Okay, so the first thing is like, what is a sixth form, what's a sixth form college, what's college, you know, all that kind of stuff. So a sixth form traditionally is when it's kind of like attached to a school, if that makes sense, whereas like a sixth form college is kind of just year 12 and 13, like higher education, that's kind of it. So that's kind of like the difference. So obviously some people call it sixth form, some people call it college. It's, you know, it's basically year 12 and 13, but it just depends kind of where it is. I know in America they call college something completely different. It's like university is college, and yeah, that's just really confusing. But in the UK, because that's what we're talking about today, sixth form, college, year 12 and 13 basically. So yeah, I decided to go to just a sixth form college, which is just year 12 and 13. I think it was like the best decision I made because I'm in such an adult environment now and I don't have to see like any year 7s anymore. I don't have to deal with that, and I just feel like so much more independent really. So for me, I know that I've made the right decision. But for some of you, whether you're watching this video now knowing where you're going, or whether you're just about to go into year 11 and you've got to make that decision, then hopefully like me telling you that I just feel more independent and more grown up might help influence your decision. Sometimes you don't have an option of where to go, sometimes you do have to stay on, sometimes your school doesn't have a sixth form and you've got to make a whole new decision, whereas for me I had that like safety net there, or I could like branch out and take the risk, which is what I did. Okay, so I did ask on Instagram and Twitter if you guys had any specific like burning questions. As I'm filming this is GCSE results day, so obviously some colleges and things like that have specific requirements for you to get in. Obviously some courses, like if you're going to do maths or whatever, they usually have like a minimum grade that you need. So I thought I'd give you some advice on if that didn't go to plan, or what your kind of options are really. But yeah, I thought I'd just start off by answering your questions, as obviously this video is for you. So the first question I got is, how different is year 12 to year 11? I would say it is fairly different for many reasons, but one being you go from doing what, like 10 subjects or 8 subjects or whatever it is, down to doing 3, generally 3, maybe 4, depending on what you've chosen to do really. And I would say that's kind of like a big difference, because you're going from doing so many different things all the time to doing like the same 3 things over and over and over again. And I know at my college we just have the same timetable, so every week is the same, whereas at my old school we would have week A and week B, so it would switch up, whereas now it's just the same week every week and I know where I'm going, what I'm doing. I also find that, this is just my experience, the lessons are longer. My lessons are an hour and a half compared to being like 50 or 55 minutes before, so it is pretty much like double the time. But I actually prefer having the longer lessons. I feel like I get so much more done, I'm so much more productive and it's more efficient. And plus, you know, like for example, my sociology, the first paper is an hour and a half, so if we wanted to, we could do a whole paper in that time, which I think is so useful and so beneficial as well. So I just feel like I'm not wasting time anymore. The main difference is the number of subjects you're doing. You're going from doing a mixture of things that you probably love and hate, things that you're forced to do, things like maths, English and science that you have to do, going down to the 3 subjects that you have chosen, that you actually want to do. The second thing I would say is also a big difference is your timetable. Going from having like back-to-back lessons with just lunch as a break to having a timetable where you've got loads of free time. My timetable last year, I think was like 13 and a half hours or something, because I did 3 subjects and I got 4.5 hours of those each. And then I also had EPQ, so that was another 1.5 hours added on. And then I had tutor, which was another 45 minutes added on. And that's increasing from September. But yeah, I'd just say like your timetable is completely different. You have so much more free time and so much more time to get things done. Like I used to have, my timetable last year was actually brilliant, because Monday my lessons would be from 8:30 till 11:45. I'd have 2 lessons and that was it. Wednesday and Thursday would be 12:30 to 4:45, just 2 lessons in the afternoon. That was fab. And then Tuesday wasn't great. I had a lesson at 8:30 till 10, and then I had a really long gap until like 2 o'clock, and then I'd have my lesson and then another lesson which didn't finish till 5:20. And then on a Friday I'd have like tutor and my EPQ, so that was a really chilled out day. But yeah, you have so much more free time, so whenever I had frees, I wouldn't actually stay at college, to be honest with you, other than on a Tuesday. I'd actually come home, so like on a Monday, as soon as I finished, I'd come home and just get my work done. I mean, I know a lot of people preferred to stay at college, went to the library and got things done, but for me, I just found I actually got on with it at home. But yeah, on a Tuesday, in my frees, I would just go to the library, first thing in like the morning, in my morning free, if that makes sense, get an 1.5 hours of stuff done, have lunch, and then I could either just chill out or I could go and do more work. Like close to exam season, I was doing more work. But it was quite nice just to chill out in the afternoon for an 1.5 hours as well. So yeah, that's, I would say, is the other really big difference to year 11, like your timetable and the amount of time you have free to do like your own work, your revision, because you have to use your frees. You can't just sit around and do nothing. Also, the more work you can get done in them, it means like your weekends, you have more time. The next question I got asked is, what was the hardest moment of the year? This moment was getting back into that like revision mode. And you know, when you've done your GCSEs, you're revising for so many different subjects, whereas for A-levels you're revising for 3 subjects. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets a bit repetitive or whatever, but I just found that really hard to get back into that like mode of like intense revision for like 3 days of exams, and then to have 4 weeks to chill and then go back to college. So yeah, that was for me the hardest thing, was getting back into exam season, but it all paid off. If you've watched the results video, you'll know. So yeah. Next question I got asked was, what do we need? Okay, I would say for sixth form, college, whatever, you need to have obviously a bag. Duh. I would say get a ring binder, not a lever arch file, get a ring binder and make this your day folder. And what you do is get your dividers. So I put 5 dividers in. Obviously if you're doing 3 subjects, that's, you only need 3, but I put 5 in. So I had 1 for sociology, then there was geography, then there was media. Then I had EPQ. And then at the back, it was like a spare bit, so any like things that I was given, so like trip letters, or my timetable I'd actually put in the back at the start, you know, because it kept changing, whatever. So yeah, get a day folder. I'll grab mine in a second actually to show you, and then organise it with your dividers, 1 for each subject, rather than carrying around like 3 different folders or whatever. That's just not needed. Just get 1 ring binder and you can fill it up, and then once you're done, for example in sociology we do a module and then we have like a topic each week, so at the end of the week I know I can take this out because we won't be doing it anymore. Get like 1 notepad, preferably like one of those ones which you can rip the paper out. I've got an Oxford Campus one, I've used the pucker pads before, just a refill pad basically. You just need 1 of them, and that way you're not carrying around again like 3 notepads, you know, just get 1 and organise it like that, and you can just put the paper straight into the folder. Then obviously you need a pencil case, like your basic stationery, water bottle, lunch, you know, the kind of basic things. I just guess the main difference is you're not carrying around school books anymore, you're just carrying around 1 folder, 1 notepad and your basic equipment. Also say if you can get an academic planner, do get one. I know some colleges give them out. I didn't have one for year 12, and that's the one thing I kind of regret now, because I was writing a lot of stuff down on my phone or waiting till I get home, whereas this year I've actually got one. It's the notepad that I've been using recently to do all my homework and stuff. Last year I had pucker pads and then I ordered them on Amazon and they weren't the same. But yeah, what I like about notepads like this is that, as you can see, you can like rip the pages out. So that's probably the best thing. Otherwise just go to Tesco and get a basic refill pad. That's what I did towards the end of the year as well. It doesn't really matter, it just depends how you like to organise things. And also what I like about this, you can turn the page rather than ripping it out. And then like I said, just get a ring binder. This is pretty full at the moment because I've got my EPQ folder in here. So yeah, this is like my geography section. I've got media here, and then as you go through just a reminder if you need to do work, yeah, you've got like the different sections and things like that, so that way all your work's like in one place, and then you can come home and sort it out. And I would say then get like 3 lever arch files, 1 for each subject, and then you can start to organise your work. I don't know who told me that you'd only need like 1 lever arch file per year. That's like a lie. The questions I got asked are very similar. So another one was, how do you organise class notes? So I've kind of just spoken about that. So I would say separate it all. If you want to just put it all together, you can, but maybe put like a highlighter for each subject in the corner, whatever, for when you're organising it. But yeah, like I said, get your class notes, put them in there, and then once you're done with them, put them in a folder. Again, I've got dividers, so for instance geography, I had dividers, so I'd have class notes, revision material, exam questions, and then it would be for the next, so that was like coast say, and then for like tectonics I'd have class notes, revision material, exam questions, things like that. So that's how I'd say organise it. If you want to see like a whole how to organise your folders video, do let me know, because I do organise each subject's folder a little bit differently, so hopefully that could help you out. But if you want to see that, do let me know down below. I guess the last piece of advice I could really give you is just to like enjoy it, because I would say that year 12's been more fun than year 11. I guess because my school also, you know, they're kind of getting rid of AS level, so we didn't do that this year. I just feel like this year was a little bit, not chilled out, but completely different. It's like a whole new thing basically that you're going on to do. You're doing what you want to study, and I just feel like you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy these last 2 years of school. I mean, before like you go to university or into apprenticeships or working, whatever you're doing, just enjoy year 12. Yeah, that is kind of like all my advice. If you still have any more questions, do let me know down below. And if you are new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down there as well. Also, I'm assuming a lot of you are probably year 11s watching this who are now going into year 12, so I hope GCSE results went alright for you. If you need any advice or you just want me to congratulate you, then let me know down below and I will. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!